Welcome back to Medicine Deconstructed. We're your hosts, Summer
and Bailey, and today we're going to talk about the different ways PAs can learn. All right, are we done now?
That was perfect. All right. I've been an instructor at Chapman's PA School for the last year or so. Some of the students like to share their experience learning and have come up with the best ways to learn as a PA. We all know there are different ways to learn as a PA, and I'm gonna let my students tell you.
So some of the ways that have really helped me learn in the past was when in class or in the hospital we mimic teaching rounds. It's an active group discussion where students review a patient's history and physical, and then together decide what kind of questions to talk about, labs to order, and images to obtain. Then as a group decide a patient's treatment plan.
So another way I've found invaluable learning is through our patient experiences. So my first rotation was actually with Dr. Rutland, and one of the first exam rooms I walked into, I was seeing a patient with a complex case of chronic cough. So I had a lot of questions about this encounter, and I didn't feel very familiar with the patient's condition. And while it could have been easy for Dr. Rutland to just answer all of my questions, I was given the task to go home and read several evidence-based articles about chronic cough and then present it to him and our colleagues. I learned about the chest guidelines, I learned about how common a problem that chronic cough is, and I learned that certain medications like PPIs can be trialed to treat it. Seeing a patient problem I didn't know very well and then doing focus-based reading and teaching is one of the best ways to learn as PA students.
So something that I've learned about lately is a group of students kind of getting together to share their patient experiences. Bailey, you want to talk about that?
My classmates like to make it a point to talk to each other about our more difficult cases without disclosing any identifying information, of course. We find that it's so rewarding when we see our own similar patient cases to ones that we've discussed with our friends. Not only does this expand our learning, but we figure out how to communicate about different diseases with our colleagues, which is something that we will be doing every day in our professional career. This is actually something that we do within our program at the end of our rotations, and we pick a specific condition and patient encounter that inspired us to do additional research, and we teach our peers about it.
So essentially what we realize is that focused learning creates meaning. In other words, if we can target our studying to apply to real patient encounters, we can tie meaning to our learning instead of just remote memorization. As PA students, we've learned that this is what will help us continue our lifelong learning throughout our careers and allow us to collaborate effectively with our supervising physicians and other colleagues.
And it does really create meaning. We have to apply what we've read or what we see, and the best way to do that is by creating a habit of studying. Once studying becomes a habit, applying what you see is really easy. You see a patient and you believe they have asthma based on wheezing, coughing, shortness of breath. You immediately look up asthma immunology and biomarkers. Suddenly, what you're reading, you can actually see what's happening inside the patient's body. Christy, or whomever your patient is, has now become the focus and the meaning. You now know and understand. You only had to memorize the patient's name. I wanted all of you to hear from my students to better understand how to learn as a PA. I do hope this is helpful, and I appreciate you guys being here on Medicine Deconstructed. Please understand that we're only here to try to arm you with information. We want you to come back next week for some more ammunition. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here.